to talk about some curly styling techniques, ways that you can really simply get some definition out of your curly guests without having to expend a whole lot of effort, and the way the Lanza's new curly line can help you do that. Give me just a second. Something is going on with my mannequin stand. There we go. All right, so I have actually already gotten started on this curly guest. I have gone through and I'm using our new curl brush to bring her coils together. Something I love about the new curl brush from Lanza is we have this little bar that goes on the back, and so you can customize how wide apart or how close together the teeth of your brush are. So if I'm going through and I'm looking to create maximum definition and really pull those coils together, I'm gonna go through, squish my teeth together, really stick those coils, and then come with my microfiber towel and scrunch them up, and then move to my next section. We're doing a hair braid takeover, so if you're just tuning in, my name is Nikki Durbin, and I am here with Lanza Healing Hair Care. On Instagram, my handle is kentucky.curls. I'll be posting a lot of content for tips and tricks for our curly guests, as well as a lot of content and information about our amazing new curl line. So for each section, I'm just making sure that she is saturated, and really your level of saturation is going to depend on how much definition versus how much volume you want whenever you go and brush through. So I've got her about medium saturation, we'll say about 50%, and then I'm cocktailing together our new Curl Therapy Leave-In Moisturizer, which is a lightweight leave-in moisturizer that's going to help with the strength of her curls and then also work as a treatment when I cocktail it into our Curltini with our new Curl Flex gel. This gel is fantastic because I get a lot of really flexible hold. I can restyle with this gel and I don't have to worry about dryness or flaking. So as I go through these sections, I'm distributing that product pretty evenly all the way through, really kind of smoothing, and then I'll grab my brush, squeeze the teeth together for maximum coil definition, and then I'll have you guys watch one more time as we insert right at the top and then bring tension all the way down. Now she has a pretty strong coil pattern, so she doesn't need a whole lot of help to coil back up, so I just come in gently with that microfiber towel and scrunch it in. Now, as we're moving through these sections, I do want to talk to you about some of the other products we're going to be using today. She has been prepped with our new micro lather shampoo and butter conditioner. These are also a part of the brand new Curl Line launch. They just became available on the 1st, that was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Hey, June. So the micro lather shampoo is really fantastic and unique, and I love it because it is not a no suds shampoo. It's not that there is no lather. It is just a very gentle surfactant, and so we don't get a whole lot of bubbles, which is great because we're still getting cleansing while being really mindful of basically drying out those curls. So we get a nice, luxurious, moisturizing shampoo. Again, I'm gonna cocktail these together. Hello, new people. If you're just tuning in, we are doing a quick, easy curl set on our natural guest. She has a medium to tight coil pattern, and I'm cocktailing together Lanza's brand new Curl Flex gel with the Curl Therapy Leave-In Moisturizer, which is also going to help me to detangle and add shine in that finished look. So I go through those sections, take that new curl brush, squeeze the teeth together, insert up at the scalp, bringing tension all the way through. And when we're doing that, we are forcing those individual hairs that grow close together, so they typically will have that a similar curl pattern to form coils, right? Because that's where we get our definition in curls. The more separated those hairs are, the more volume we get, and the closer together they are, the more definition in those coil patterns. If you guys have any questions at all, even if it is not just about this set that we're working on, feel free to drop them in the comments. I know when it comes to curls, a lot of times it's intimidating, right? It feels different. So if you have questions, or if you just want to voice like a struggle or an area of concern that you've had, feel free to drop them in the comments, and we have plenty of time to talk about them. All right, we're going to cocktail together, again, that Curl Flex gel. So it's a memory gel, which is great because basically, in short, that means that whatever we're setting with that gel, it's going to help us. It's going to help us put that set in, and then it's going to help us hold that set later after it dries. So we'll take that last top section here, insert that product, make sure that I get all sides really smooth, and I can even just see the added shine as I put that product in there. And then with all of the detangling capabilities, which a lot of that comes from that vegan butter complex that is found in all of our Healing Curls products, is going to help me really slip through and detangle as well. Squeeze those teeth together and then insert that brush into the top, providing tension all the way down, with some coil patterns that aren't quite as tight. If you want, you can kind of shake that brush on the way out, or you can use your fingers to kind of shake those sections before you go in with your microfiber towel and just remove that extra moisture and lightly scrunch up. We don't want to go in there too hard because then we're going to disrupt these new coils that we've created. Let me let you guys get a look at this top section here so you can see where we have now created definition, and that's what we're looking for with this set. Now, on the other side, we're going to slip that bar back in, and we're going to space out the teeth a little bit so that we can all get a good idea of the difference. And you guys can kind of see here in the back, actually, where she has not been set, right? We still got this gorgeous natural coil pattern, a lot more body, and then where we've come through and set, we now have this definition from where we've used tension in our products to help kind of hold that in. So on this side here, we're going to slip the bar back into the curl brush, and we're going to create some body in our set using these same products, because remember, it's that Memory Flex holding gel, which means that we've got versatility in how we use it. All right, put these guys up here, and then we'll slip that bar back in. So we talked about the new micro lather shampoo. Let's talk about the butter conditioner. So the butter conditioner is a highly moisturizing conditioner that really focuses on strength and moisture, which is really, when it gets down to it, what curls need. That's one of my favorite things about the new line, is that it is very strength and moisture focused. So I have inserted this bar into the second slot of rose on this brush. If you guys don't already know, I'm obsessed with this brush. So we've got this bottom bar here where we've inserted it, and then this top row where we would get even more separation of these arms. So we're going to be using it on the second row. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my Curl Flex and my Curl Therapy Curl Teeny here. And we're going to go through and make sure we fully saturate that section. Make sure we focus around those edges. I'm trying to see if you guys can see that, right around the edges on the hairline. It's not as important on a mannequin, but on my naturally curly guests, a lot of times around the edges on the hairline is where we get a lot of really like baby fine hairs. It's easy to neglect them with product. And then we end up with a little less definition around the hairline. So I've got these teeth separated, and I'm going to use the same method, inserting up at the scalp and bringing all the way through. So now you guys can see, with a little bit less tension, we're still forming those coils, but now we have more volume. So just for comparison, so here is this side and this side. Already we've created almost as much volume over here. We just have a little bit less definition. So depending on what your goal for your finished look is, you can customize how you want your set to be, which is really, really exciting to me. In the past, I've always had to kind of just alternate which tools or brushes I'm using. I've always had to kind of alternate which tools or brushes I'm using depending on what I'm trying to do. So do I want wide teeth or do I want short teeth? And I can do that all with one tool now. And it really is a huge time saver. So we do have another leave-in moisturizing treatment with the line. Right now I'm using the Curl Therapy. It is a much lighter leave-in moisture. I do want to go on record though and say that both of our leave-in treatments are safe for all coil types. So whether they are tight or loose or fine or coarse, it's not about whether or not we want something heavier necessarily. It's more about whether or not we are looking for really intense moisture or we are looking for a lighter moisture experience. I'm going to create that same tension, slide all the way through, and then towel scrunch. There we go. That's gorgeous. So personally, I am a fan of body in the finished style. So and again, this is just a personal preference, but when it comes to natural curls, I tend to set a little on the wilder side just because, especially the last couple of years, I've just really grown a very fond love of working with natural texture in its kind of natural state. A lot of times in the past, we've really kind of gravitated towards like taming. It's all about taming. And right now, a lot of your guests are comfortable with their texture. They're comfortable. They know that their hair is big. They know that they have multiple kinds of curl types. So if you can work with them where they are, it's going to take you so far. Let me turn this so you can really get a good look. So right at the scalp, we're inserting, again with those teeth separated wide, letting that glide right through because our leave-in conditioner has done the detangling work for me already. And then take our towel, and I'm just gonna scrunch that right into place, right? So we've got, I don't have the edges quite rounded, right, from that tension I've applied, so I'm gonna come in, focusing on that top layer, and I'm gonna scrunch her right into the shape that I want her, right? Move through this last section here. Apply a little more water. Moving all the way through, make sure we're pretty evenly saturated. Take that Curl Flex Memory Gel. Another thing that I love about this gel is the consistency makes it so easily cocktailable with anything. I've been experimenting. So I don't get that kind of like clumpiness when I cocktail it with certain consistencies of products. It is very soft. It is not sticky. And like I said, most importantly, it is not flaky, especially like on second and third day restylings. It's been what I've been using in my hair, and I can tell you right now that if we're laying foundations of products in our curly guest hair that will kind of dry out or get stiff or start flaking on second day restyling, they're not happy. I can tell you that because I'm not happy if that's happening, because that means I have to shampoo, and I don't want to have to shampoo. I want to be able to take my little water bottle that I keep on my sink. I want to just kind of remist my hair, refresh my product cocktail, diffuse if I'm feeling it, and then go. So we're gonna come in here and scrunch those curls into shape. So now that we have two sides done, I want to show you guys the difference. So the only difference in these two sides, if you're just joining in, we have the exact same Curl Teeny, so our Memory Flex Gel with our Curl Therapy Leave-In Moisturizer, okay? 50-50 ratio and distributed through 50% damp hair. On this side, I've used our new curl brush, but I removed the bar in the back and I squeeze those teeth together. So when I'm inserting it into the hair, I'm creating even tension from the roots all the way to the ends and then scrunching with that towel. On this big old gorgeous side, I've got that bar inserted, so it's separating the arms of the brush. So with that bar inserted, that means I am now separating hair more when I'm still creating tension to comb through and define coils. So that is the only difference between these two sides. And look at that. So we've still got definition, right? I think a misconception in the industry a lot when it comes to curls right now is that we've got to get it weighed down and smoothed down. We've got to tame it for our clients to be happy, and that is just not always the case. Some clients are looking for just a little bit more definition in their finished style, but they are comfortable with all this volume. And other times our clients are looking to create even more definition in that style, excuse me, and a little less volume. So this is with arms open and this is with arms closed. So that's the difference in just tension. Now, let's see, because we're gonna switch out our mannequins here. When it comes to figuring out how to get coils to work together, we want to take into account the fact that there can be multiple textures on the same head, right? What makes a curl is how slanted the hair follicle is whenever it's growing out of the scalp, okay? So we have a perfect circle of straight hair, and then as it slants, it becomes more curly. And we have different shaped hair follicles on each head of hair. So we can have multiple curl patterns. We can have coils, we can have loose curls, we can have tight curls. Sometimes we can even have fine, medium, and coarse textures all on one head. So typically those follicles will kind of clump together. So if I've got a bunch of hair follicles that are in a, we'll call it a medium oval, they're gonna be found kind of working all together here. And so when there's an area on the scalp that hair grows out of a similarly shaped follicle and it's curly, we get a natural coil that kind of wants to stick together. So if we focus on getting those coils to work together, there we go. So over here, she is dry, right? Now she has a different texture pattern than the mannequin that we've set, right? They have two different patterns. However, she has been set in the same manner. She is just 100% dry. So I want to show you guys how we get from definition to body and how customizable that is. So over here, we have her combed through, and I combed through on her with the bar off of our brush and those teeth pushed tight together, right? So we insert it into the scalp, we create tension all the way through, and then I came in with that towel and scrunched it up so that we're really just accentuating her natural coil pattern. Now she has been set under a hooded dryer on a big stack of books and a coffee mug so that she fit, and now she is 100% dry. So we have all of this definition in her natural pattern, but now we're going to take it and expand it, okay? So if we come in, and you can do this with your fingers, it's my preference, I feel like I get a little more control if I come and do it with my fingers. I'm gonna pick up a coil, all right? And then I will take that coil, I'll split it right in half. Split it right in half. And then here's the tricky part. Wink, wink, because it's really not that tricky. All right, so I've got this coil split in half. Let me move her, there we go. I am going to rotate on the way out, right? Yes? So as we go through, we can start to build more volume as we move through and separate. We can separate these in half. We can keep going. I can keep separating this even smaller and smaller. And now I'm starting to build a volume. When it comes to curls, you have choices, right? We can have as much definition and smoothing as possible, or we can have as much volume as possible. There are always happy mediums, and it really just depends on what you and your client are looking for. So as you can see, as I build out volume, all right, we start to sacrifice some of that definition, and that's okay. That's all right. I think it's really easy to be scared of that, and a lot of times we naturally gravitate towards smooth it out, get it low, get it tameable, and keep it that way. And once it starts getting bigger, we as stylists feel like, oh no, you know, I didn't have enough hold, or I didn't brush it out the right way, or I didn't have the right product foundation. But it's okay, because your curly guests, they live with those curls. They live with that texture. They know what it does. They know what it doesn't do. And especially right now, we're not afraid of volume and body. Hey guys, for all of you people just joining us, my name is Nikki Durbin, and you are watching Lanza Healing Hair Care's Curly Crew. That's right, Curly Crew, doing a hair brain takeover. We are working on easy setting techniques and styling techniques for your curly clients using our brand new 24 hours off the press curly line with Lanza. Right now, I am just separating. So we have a natural set on her where I've cocktailed two of our products, the Curl Flex and the Curl Therapy Leave-In Conditioner. That Curl Flex is a memory hold gel. And as you can see, also, I want to show you guys this. Look, I have been messing in this dry hair. No flaking. None at all. It's not stiff. It even has shine. Like, who's used a gel that is a soft, movable finish with no flaking and shine? Because that is hard to find. It also has thermal protection, right? Which is for curls. So I'm going through and expanding through here, building volume by separating her coils that are already dry. If you do want to reach out, you can find me on Instagram at kentucky.curls. I will be putting out a lot of content. If you're looking for more information on the Lanza Curly line or on our Lanza Curl Brush that we've been using, you can find some videos and posts there. So I've got another coil picked up here, right? So here it kind of just lays, right? It's nice and smooth and defined. And if I want to build up her texture and build up her volume, once she is, again, 100% dry is key. Once she is 100% dry, I will come through, separate, and again, I like to twist at the end. As you kind of see there, so we've started to build volume on this side. Okay, so we've got it smoothed down with a lot of tension in our set over here, and then air dried, and then over here, we are building volume. Just so you can see the wet version of this exact same set, but on a different texture pattern. This side, we set with our Lanza Curl Brush, which is amazing. We close those teeth tight together to create more tension, which creates more coil definition, right? So we have less body on this side comparatively to this side over here. And then we've got a little more definition. Now on this side, on the right side, we put the bar back in the brush so it holds the teeth separated using the exact same cocktail on the exact same head of hair and the exact same method for styling. We have created more volume and a little less definition, right? Tension, less tension, more volume. All right, so back here, kind of separating these coils. I did want to touch on another product that I am just pretty obsessed with. So the Curl Whirl. So our Curl Whirl is a leave-in defining cream. It is absolutely fantastic, and actually, why don't we use some as we expand the finished set on this side, and then we can compare. So I'm going to coat my fingers with a little bit of Curl Whirl, which is that defining cream. And again, of course, because it's in our curl line, it is lots of slip, lots of shine, not sticky, not flaky, restylable. I've been using it on my own hair. I will typically shampoo about once a week. And so, I mean, I've got product in my hair for a while. So I will go through with my spray bottle in the mornings and I will mist my hair. And then if I feel like I need to add a little bit more product, kind of go in there and reset it. So if I get flaking and buildup, I'm upset because then I have to shampoo early and I don't want to. Any of my other curly girls out there, you ever have to like, when you have to shampoo, but like it wasn't shampoo day, and it kind of, not to be dramatic, but it kind of like ruins my whole week a little bit. Because my hair is stellar on like day 3, 4. Like that's where it really hits maximum potential. Anybody else, like what's your best curly day in your shampoo cycle? So I've coated my fingers with that Curl Whirl. You guys can see there's just no sticking, but it's also a defining cream. So we're going through in her finished set. So she's got all these coils that we've naturally set in there. Let them air dry and do their thing. And I'm going through, and when I separate them to build body, right, that's what I'm doing. I am building body by separating coils. So we're creating a little bit less definition and adding in more volume. As I separate coils, right, so these coils that kind of naturally dry together. So I'm going through, I will take the section, and then I twist on the way out, okay? Now I have my fingers coated with the Curl Whirl defining cream on this side. On this side, we went in raw. We went in, what's happening? We went in with no product, right? We went in with no product on this side. And so we're going to go through and compare with defining cream as we separate, and with no defining cream. Like I said, we're going in to build body. So back here she still has her natural set. These are just her natural coils. On this side, we've gone in and you can see like right through here where we have started expanding that style to build volume. And then on this side, we are still expanding, but on this side, we're using that defining cream. You see how we're building volume, but we're still keeping a little bit more definition. So it's really all about like what balance you and your clients are looking for. You don't have to be scared of natural texture. If you take anything away from this video today, it is that you don't need to be scared of natural texture in its natural form. You don't need to be afraid or feel like you've got to, style the natural texture pattern out of the hair. A lot of times your curly client, they're not looking for that. It might be a fun style, but we know we have texture. We know we have different curl patterns. We know we get volume. And a lot of us are learning to really appreciate that and and play with it. So we're gonna get that twist on the way out as we separate the coil. Looks like we've got another influx of new people. Hello. If you are just joining us, my name is Nikki Durbin and I am here with Lanza Healing Hair Care's Curly Crew. We're doing a Hairbrain Facebook takeover. We are styling natural texture using our brand new Healing Curls line. Right now we're working with the Curl World Defining Cream to expand her finished set, right? So when I say a set, that can be, we know traditionally, like a roller set, right? Or it could be a smooth set, like if we're wrapping hair. So when I say set, it's really just a pretty broad, loose term referring to how we are styling the hair when we're building the foundation for the style. So I did a wet set on her with our curl brush, and then she dried under the dryer. And then now we are going through and building volume in a couple of different ways by kind of alternating our techniques and the product choices that we're using. So you have options. All right, so let's take a look. So on this side, we've gone through and expanded. After she was dry, we set with the Curl Flex Memory Gel and cocktailed with our Curl Therapy leave-in conditioner. And then she dried naturally. Same thing on this side. Now, as we pull apart her style to build volume, on this side, we have used no product. We're just going through, separating and kind of twisting those out. On this side, I am going through with the Curl World Defining Cream, just kind of coating my fingertips. And you guys can kind of see even, I mean, I've been at this for a while and my fingers, they're not sticky. They're not like sticking to the hair and causing frizz. There is absolutely no flaking, no buildup, and it is so stinking shiny. Also, you can't get this through the camera, but it smells amazing. So on this side, we can see that we've built more volume, right? So we haven't done anything in the back, okay? So for comparison, on this side, we've built more volume. On this side, we've built more volume, but we have a little more definition on this side, which also means we have a little less volume. All right, make sure if you have any questions, drop them in there. I want to show you guys what our products can do on wavy hair. So we're gonna set this baby over to the side as well. And we're going to work with this wavy textured client, okay? So you guys can see, I have not really styled her, okay? I did her color. I put a little bit of trauma treatment, which is our leave-in moisturizer in her hair, and then she just air dried. I haven't even actually like brushed her out. So this is just her natural texture, right? So it's just slightly wavy. Now, for fun, we're going to go in and amp up her wave pattern with, it's basically magic. You can't convince me that this product isn't magic. The first time I used it, I was blown away. It is our Curl Activating Spray. Number one, it smells so fresh and clean. All of the curl products have a very, so they have varying scents, but they're all have, it's all a very like light, almost kind of florally scent. A lot of our products will have that, just like a light, like bouquet of florals. Lanza is, all of our ingredients, you know, are going to be natural and renewably sourced. So you find a lot of like meadow foam, flower seed, potato, a lot of flowers and vegetables, and things that you just naturally find in nature. So let's do this Curl Boost Activating Spray. All right, we've seen her kind of natural wave pattern. All right, which side do we want? We'll do this side here so you guys can see her face. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to mist just this side with that activating spray. Then we're going to brush through with that curl brush and we're going to lightly diffuse, just so you guys can see the magic here. All right, so take that curl brush. I've got those arms open, right? So I've got no bar in the back, which means these arms are free to move independently. All right, so we're going to be creating a lot of body, all right? So I'm combing that activating spray through. I did have a lot of fun doing this color. Now I'm going to take my towel and I'm going to scrunch her up. And then we're going to go in with that diffuser. Now when I am working with curls, I like to diffuse on low with low to no heat. So I've got the heat off for this. And we're going to have our client tilt her head to the side and then just bring in and scrunch with the diffuser so we can take a look at what that curl activating spray can do on waves. I like to use the curl activating spray just on myself. If you haven't learned anything about me during this video, you know that I like body. So even though I have a lot of texture, I will still go in and add more with this activating spray, and I am in love. So we're going through with that diffuser on low airflow and on no heat today. I will sometimes use our lowest heat setting for curls, sometimes, depending on how much I want to actually like set into the hair. Like if I'm just working on drying their like natural pattern, then I will leave that heat off. However, if I'm looking to really build more curl into the finished style and I feel like it needs a little more support, then I'll put it on low heat. All right, so we're going to just spray that bang area right there with that activating spray. Come in and scrunch her up. If you are just tuning in, my name is Nikki Durbin. On Instagram, I am Kentucky.curls, and I am here doing a Lanza Healing Hair Care Curly Crew takeover. We are playing with different natural textures, easy setting and styling tips and tricks with our new Healing Curls line. I've sprayed our activating spray into the hair, and then I am diffusing on cool. Now, are you guys ready for this? Look at that. So we now have all of this extra texture in her wave pattern. So here's on this side here, and then on our side where we have not used that activating spray. So she has just a little bit of natural wave. Her style here hasn't been manipulated. I literally shampooed out the color, put some leave-in conditioner, and then didn't even brush it. But on this side, we've gone in with that Curl Boost activating spray. How fantastic is that? Right, just checking. Hey everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and finish her out with the defining cream. Let's play with the defining cream. For those of you who are just joining us, so you can see what this guy can do. This is our Curl World Defining Cream, and I am going to come through here and I'm going to soften and open up her finished style. We did a little bit on a mannequin right before here, so if you missed that and you want to see opening up and adding texture and volume to a finished style on tighter curls, you can always catch the replay. So I've got that Curl World Defining Cream and I coat my fingertips with it. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to, with my fingertips, come in and scrunch. And what this is going to do is lightly kind of diffuse and separate her finished style now that it is dry, right? So I am gently, again, breaking up some of these waves, right? So even though she only has a wave, you can still see where she starts to try to make these like coils, right? So if this was a real human head, she would have a group of hair follicles right around here that were all shaped similarly, and they start to try to form these coils, right? So the more we separate those hairs out of the coils, the less definition and the more volume we get. So I'm going to come in here because I see this coil kind of forming, even though it's just waves, and I'm going to scrunch with that defining cream, and it's going to help open that up, right? So the more we separate, the less definition, so the softer finish, and the more body we get. Just go in here. And as you can see, again, with that defining cream on here, which let me tell you does work. It is really hard to find a product that isn't sticky, that we can still work with, that puts in work and gives lens support to the hair with a ton of shine. So as I go in and I scrunch there, it doesn't stick to my hands, which is fantastic. So just so we can see that difference there. So no activating spray and her natural kind of wave pattern here. Very, very loose wave with the activating spray and the diffuser on cool. And then we've gone in to scrunch and separate with some defining cream to really build volume in that style. All right. So if you do have any questions, or you did have questions and I missed them, I will make sure to go back through those comments, and if I catch a question, I will do my best to go in and answer it. If you do have a question but you're not comfortable reaching out on live or publicly, feel free. You can come into my inbox on Instagram at kentucky.curls. Making texture and the curly conversation accessible and straightforward for everyone is a passion of mine. So if you have questions, please reach out. It would make me so happy. Thank you for tuning in today. Let's just do our little parade of models. Before we hop off here, we've got our activating spray and diffuser. Chef's kiss. Here we have our very first set we did. Same exact technique, same exact products, just a difference in our brush, right? So the only difference was whether or not we held those two together for tension or separated them to create more volume. That's it. And as she's starting to kind of dry, you can really see the difference. All right, and then our last baby here was again just a natural set. Afterwards, we went through, we pulled apart individual coils on this side with no product. Afterwards, she was still set with that Curl Flex. I believe her cocktail was the Curl Flex Memory Gel, as well as Curl Whirl Defining Cream was in that cocktail. So on this side, I went through and I separated coils to build volume and texture with no product afterwards. And on this side, I coated my fingers with the Curl Whirl Defining Cream to help keep a little bit more definition. I hope that you guys have enjoyed these little tips and tricks. I certainly have. Thank you so much for tuning in again to this hair brain takeover. Again, Nikki Durbin with Lonza Healing Hair Care's Curly Crew.